yet you see these rallies and all these Joe six pack whatever things, hockey moms, whatever, identify with a guy that has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Obama has one house, one car, lived in the same. The guy like earns a relatively regular amounts of money a year and everything. You know what I mean? His background is like so much more in line with like a regular guy. But for some reason, oh, he's educated, so he's an elitist. He's this. I'm like, you're talking about a guy who has 100 million, worth 100 million? That's what boggles my mind, that these guys will go into the voting booth and actually vote for someone who they know, if you put the chips on the table, is actually going to take more money out of their pockets. Facts. That's crazy. And that is the reason why, like Halford is saying, that's what I believe, is that it goes a lot deeper than logic. It's not about logic. It's about prejudice, fear, and psychology. Like that whole thing of patriotism. Like that's why you look at what kind of states actually always vote Republican or vote that way, even though they know it's going to be detrimental to them.
And that's why
what kinds of people
the
vote
Sarah
that
Palin
way?
Choice is a very clever choice on John McCain part, because like she as a person, because if he was to go for a Huckabee or a one
Mitt
of those
Romney or
Mitt Romney,
Giuliani.
it's like okay, but he knew with the whole Hillary Clinton thing and everything, he knew that's man, if I can get a woman who represents a huge amount of those moms in Ohio, those moms in those big states, you can then really start to pick away from all those like undecided female voters who were like, man, this is a woman
look
who's
at what has happened now. It has backfired in a way because she's so unqualified. It's backfired because
But then look at people's reactions to the vice presidential debate, because like at the end of the day, Biden wipes the floor with her, but people, and this is actually sexist on their part, people were like, man, Palin did so well. And everyone was saying, man, she did
well,
very well.
because the bar was so low.
No, that's not it.
From all
Obviously, that's not
horrible
because it is actually
interviews.
sexist of them, because like you're saying she did amazing when everybody knew that she got totally destroyed in that thing in debates. But from that bit, women would want to say that, man, you know, she's really standing up for herself, and everybody is against her. So women will be more riled up. And really, it's not really the Democratic women who will view her as an insult to women. It's those undecided women who are like, man, you know, let me support her as a woman.
But the problem is that, look, the more that people have known about her, like, listen, women are not fools. That's actually a fact. In fact, I'd actually probably argue that women are probably more intelligent than guys when it comes to actually really thinking about things. Let's be real. So the fact of the matter is that after a while, once all that initial like, oh, it'd be great to have a woman in the White House, blah blah, has worn away, women actually realizing that this woman wants to do away with like the right to choose, your free will, free choice with abortion and all that sort of stuff. Half the stuff, listen, 80% of the stuff that Sarah Palin actually stands for has nothing to do with what women want anyway. And a lot of women women on both sides of the fence, whether they're Republican or Democrats, have realized that, wait a second, this woman doesn't even stand for half the stuff that I want. So once all of that stuff has worn away, if she actually gets into office, I'm actually going to lose out on a lot of things I actually fought for. You know, so I think that it's initially, you can say, political. And also, look, my view is that choice that McCain made proves that he doesn't care about America. He cares about his ambition. Because anybody who cares about America would not put somebody like that on the ticket. This woman is unqualified. Beyond unqualified. Cannot even speak. Can't speak. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like, for any public Bush can speak. He talks. Listen, Bush talks rubbish, but he can speak. Let's face facts.
He talks nonsense, but he can't speak. With Sarah Palin is that she has an agenda which she knows about, but she just focuses on that agenda. So even if you ask her a question on something else, she just go back to that agenda.
But then it's like you're a wind-up doll. You're not a real person. Bush
doesn't even have an agenda to begin with.
Bush is a man who, when you talk to him, he talks rubbish, but he's a guy. Bush in interviews, you're talking to George W. Bush, and the guy talks rubbish. Okay, that's fact. Sarah Palin, you know, from the second you actually begin to talk to the real Sarah Palin, you get the Charlie Gibson and Katie Couric situations. That's what you get.
Katie Couric.
No, that's what you get. In the debates, you get somebody who has been trained, everything. Look at, she couldn't, listen, one thing that messed me up when I was watching that debate, man, wow, this was so bad. It just proved how fake this lady actually is. Do you know what happened with this debate? I'm watching this debate, right? And Joe Biden is talking about his family, right? Who, I think his wife and his child were in this accident. I didn't know if they were going to come out of it. And the guy was like going to start crying or whatever. And it goes back to Sarah Palin. Now, Sarah Palin is this hockey mom, 5 kids, her child has Down syndrome and she still kept it, and she's looking after the child and everything. So homely, hometown values and everything. What would you expect that kind of warm, down-to-earth person to do when you see a guy get to that point whereby you've challenged him on his ability to be connected to family values and everything, and the guy says that sort of stuff? What do? This woman could not even show any empathy. None. She went straight to the points, talking points that she'd obviously been trained to talk about, and was basically attacking him based on and you know what? If you look at her face, she knew there is something I'm supposed to do as a human being, but I don't even have the ability to do it. That to me destroyed the entire platform of this homely, caring person. Rubbish. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And anybody who watches that could not pick up on that one thing is a joker. That thing was plain as day. Because I saw it and I was like, wow, man, that is so cold. That is so cold. And then you look at that whole thing and you're like, okay, this lady is a vice presidential candidate is winking at me. Why are you winking at the audience? Who are you winking? First of all, you're winking at Charlie Gibson during that interview. You winked at Katie Couric, and you start winking at the audience in a vice presidential debate, and saying, "Gosh darn it, Joe, don't say it ain't so, Joe." What? Is this like Betty Boop? What the hell is going on? I'm watching this thing. I'm like, wow, man, this is like a movie. That's actually the best way to describe it. It's like a film. This is not real. This is like, okay, at some point, the movie is going to end. We're going to see credits starring Sarah Palin. It wasn't real. Because it cannot be real. Because this person is like, it's fake. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, how can anybody watch this and not say it's fake? It's not real. This woman, it's not real. Are you going to tell me that's real, Have Hope? Please, tell me.
I'm just saying that I believe that she represents a particular demographic of women, and that was basically McCain's move to try and.
No, but did you hear all the things that I just said?
Yeah.
Are you going to say that Sarah Palin is a real human being?
What do you mean?
When I say real, as what we've seen as the candidate, the VP, are you going to call that real? That's real?
Wait, I understand. Explain.
The people who support this lady and this ticket and her selection believe she represents the real person, the real down to earth Joe Six-Pack. Whatever the hell Joe Six-Pack is.
Those women that I saw in that Republican convention look like Sarah Palin drones. Because I saw those people.
No. I understand that, but they are real people. I'm saying that to him. She isn't even the thing that she claims to represent. She's not the person that she claims to represent.
Man, to be honest, I really would not know, man.
Oh my god! I've already given you categorical examples.
Oh no, I mean, if you're gonna tell me that, examples. I believe that she is probably like most women that she's supposed to represent, those Republican middle class soccer moms.
Second of all, let me ask you a question. I hope. Why the hell, unless you're like a complete narcissist?
Whoa.
Okay, relax. Why the hell, unless you're a complete narcissist, would you want